Stress disorder. What is stress disorder and what is the management of stress disorder? What is stress disorder and what is the management of stress disorder? Stress is a type of anxiety. They develop after the anxiety. The patient may develop stress after the exposure to extreme traumatic events. The patient may develop stress after extreme traumatic events. After the extreme traumatic events or loss of loved one or there is threat of death. There is threat or threats of death can develop a stress disorders. The patient may develop anxiety after exposure to extreme traumatic events such as threat of personal death or injury or death of a loved one. The friction may occur shortly after trauma. After trauma, the stress may occur. This is called acute stress disorders. Acute stress disorder. The acute stress disorders develop after trauma. After the traumatic event, acute stress disorders can develop. Or the stress may be delayed and subject to recurrence. The stress may be delayed and subject to recurrence. If there is delayed stress after the trauma, we call persistent stress disorders. Persistent stress disorders that develops delayed after the traumatic events. These both syndrome, acute stress disorders and persistent stress disorders. In these both syndrome, the individual experience associated symptoms of detachment and loss of emotion. In this syndrome, the patient develop loss of emotion. There is loss of emotion in acute stress disorders and persistent stress disorders. The patient develops loss of emotion. They may feel depersonalized and unable to recall specific aspects of trauma. They are depersonalized and unable to recall the events of trauma. In these traumatic disorders that cause stress, the patient become depersonalized. The patient become depersonalized and they are unable to recall these traumatic events. Typically, it is re-experienced through the thoughts or in dreams or flashbacks. They are repersonalized in the flashbacks, dreams or thoughts. The patient develop anxiety, mood disorder and substance abuse. They start the substance abuse, especially the alcohol. Between 5 and 10% of Americans will at some time in their lifestyle will cause the persistent stress disorders. 5 to 10% of all American experience in their life persistent stress disorders. They develop persistent stress disorders. What is the etiology? Why the persistent stress disorders and this stress disorder occur? What is the etiology of these disorders? The etiology of the stress disorder, it is hypothesized and thought that the stress disorder occur due to the excessive release of norepinephrine from the locus coeruleus. There is the excessive release of norepinephrine from the locus coeruleus. When the norepinephrine are excessively secretes, they keep the mood down. There is the excessive release of norepinephrine from the locus coeruleus. This causes stress. This increases the non-adrenergic activity at the hippocampus and amygdala. The excessive release of norepinephrine at the locus coeruleus increases the non-adrenergic activity at the amygdala. This increases the non-adrenergic activity at the amygdala and hippocampus. This also increases the non-adrenergic activity at the hippocampus and amygdala because of release of excessive norepinephrine from the locus coeruleus. This causes stress because there is dysregulation in emotion. Dysregulation in occur because of these the excessive norepinephrine pathway stimulation. What is the treatment of stress disorder? The treatment of the stress disorder is, if there is acute stress, it is treated by benzodiazepine 4 to 6 weeks. Benzodiazepine 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks are benzodiazepine for the acute. And we also counseling through psychotherapy. We must counsel the patient through psychotherapy. You must do the psychotherapy and benzodiazepine for 4 to 6 weeks for acute attack. If there is persistent stress disorders, the persistent stress disorders requires long-term treatment and more complex approach. For the persistent stress disorders, we use SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. This serotonin reuptake inhibitors inhibit the reuptake of serotonin and norepinephrine also. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor for the persistent stress disorders. The example of SSRI include paroxetine and sertraline. They are FDA approved for persistent stress disorders. They are paroxetine and sertraline. Sertraline and paroxetine are approved for persistent stress disorders. They are FDA approved. We can also use venlafaxine and nefazodone. Venlafaxine and nefazodine or nefazodine and venlafaxine. We can also prescribe these for persistent stress disorders. Topiramate can also be used and it reduces the anxiety. Topiramate is anti-seizure drug. Topiramate is the anti-seizure drugs, but this can reduce the anxiety. The topiramate can reduce the anxiety and it can be prescribed in the anxiety disorders. The intranasal oxytocin is also beneficial. Intranasal oxytocin. The intranasal oxytocin is also beneficial for stress. This is beneficial for stress, and this is also approved for persistent stress disorders. The intranasal oxytocin. Opiates can also be used. Opiates can also be used for stress. They regulate the mood. And morphine can also be used for the stress disorders. Morphine can also be useful in the stress disorders. If the patient is alcoholic, we use naltrexone. If the patient is alcoholic, if there is alcoholic patient, because in alcoholic patient we must inhibit the rewarding effect of alcohol. If the patient is alcoholic, we inhibit the rewarding effects of the alcohol by naltrexone. Naltrexone reduce the toxicity of alcohol and inhibit the rewarding effect of alcohol. Low dose trazodone and mirtazapine can also be used. The low dose of trazodone and mirtazapine. The mirtazapine and trazodone can also be helpful in the stress. The sedating antidepressant are frequently used at night time to help with insomnia. The sedating antidepressive are used at night time to overcome the insomnia due to stress. Insomnia due to stress. Benzodiazepine and SSRI should not be given in the early event of trauma. SSRI and benzodiazepine should not be given at the early stage of the trauma. You use in late stage. The desensitization and reprocessing are most effective if there is certain event. The desensitization is also effective. Desensitization, if the patient has stress of gathering, or going to school, or going to a restaurant, or stage fear, so desensitization is effective. This is most effective. What is the management of stress disorders? Now we recall the management of the stress disorders. What is the management of the stress disorder, and what is stress, and what is the management of stress disorder? Stress occurs after the traumatic event. It may also occur after the death of loved one. It may also occur after the threats of death, after accident. It may occur after the accident. Why stress occur? What is the pathophysiology of the stress? It is thought that there is the excessive release of norepinephrine occur at the nucleus ceruleus. Due to the excessive release of norepinephrine at the nucleus ceruleus, it acts on the hippocampus. And amygdala. Due to the action on the hippocampus and amygdala, stress develop. What is the types of stress? There are two types of stress: acute traumatic stress or acute stress event. They are acute and the early event. And persistent stress disorders, that are the prolonged stress after a particular event. What is the management of the acute stress disorder? Acute stress disorder, we give benzodiazepine 4 to 6 weeks, and desensitization of the patient, and psychotherapy. Desensitization, psychotherapy, and benzodiazepine. What is the management of the persistent stress disorder? Management of persistent stress disorder is SSRI, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, benzodiazepine. SSRI include paroxetine. The paroxetine are the FDA approved drug, and sertraline and paroxetine are the FDA approved drug for the persistent stress disorders. Benzodiazepine, we can also use the benzodiazepine. Venlafaxine, nefazodone can also be used. Venlafaxine can also be used. The anti-seizure drug like topiramate can also be used. Topiramate, it reduces the anxiety and stress. Intranasal oxytocin spray is also beneficial. Intranasal oxytocin spray is also beneficial for the persistent stress disorders. Desensitization is also beneficial. The antidepressant, that is sedating antidepressant, we use normally in the persistent stress disorders in the night time to help with insomnia. The benzodiazepine sedative benzodiazepine is used at night time to overcome the insomnia.